So, hello everybody. My name is Filipe Carrera. I'm a senator, JCI senator from JCI Portugal, and I will be here as like a kind of master of ceremonies, and also at the same time in this particular panel, I will be also moderator. And this is a very interesting panel that we have here. Is a panel about AI. Strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes English is not my first language, so I have some issues sometimes with some words. And we have here from Panama, Gisell de León, and from Singapore, we have Danny Ong. And we will be discussing here what are the AI strengths and weaknesses. And this is kind of the hot topic nowadays. Everybody's talking about AI. AI is so important. AI will change our lives, or AI will kill us. So everybody's talking about this. And we want this not to be like a boring presentation where we are the genius that we are presenting here. We want this to be an interactive one. So I will do some questions to our esteemed guests, and I will also ask for you that are watching through the YouTube channel. So many of you receive the link, so see it on the YouTube channel. It's live, but we have also a chat. So we have already a message, by the way, so it is working. So Byron, that will be one of the speakers, is over there, looking forward for this summit. But let me tell you about one thing. We have a huge amount of countries, different countries participating in this summit. So we have from France, Mauritius, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, Bolivia, Morocco, Guinea, Gabon, Malaysia, Singapore, Belgium, Colombia, Portugal. I'm trying not to repeat myself. Niger, Madagascar, Germany, and Côte d'Ivoire, Sweden, Ireland, Turkey, and I think I said everyone, because there are a lot of repeated people from different places. And we also have speakers from across Europe, across Asia, across Africa, and across the Americas, because the event, the Senators Online Summit, is supposed to be a global view about the subjects that matter. So to kick off, I would ask for Gisell and Danny to do a short presentation of themselves, and I will stop myself from talking too much, because I'm here to moderate and to try not to speak too much. So, Gisell, please start.
Hi everyone, and thank you, Filipe, for this introduction. Well, my name is Gisell de León, and I'm JCI Senator from JCI Panama. Actually, of my professional, I can speak that I am electronic and communication engineering, and also I have a master's degree in business administration, and I have a diploma of human talent management and a diploma for a high technician, and also a diploma for occupational health. And right now, I work as a tech support manager. So I am more than glad to be here and sharing with you about AI.
So, Danny, it is your turn. So turn to Singapore. But before that, Gisell, only to maybe make envious or jealous some of the people, what is the temperature now in Panama?
Well, right now it's very sunny, and we have probably in 31 Celsius. I don't know in Fahrenheit, but if we convert, but it's really a sunny day and hot, and Panama is really humid, the humanity. So definitely, if you want to come to a tropical country, Panama is your option.
Thank you. It's in my bucket list, Gisell.
Yeah.
So, Danny, Singapore is no longer in my bucket list because the last time we met, it was in person in Singapore. So Danny, it's your turn.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Danny. I'm from Singapore. So currently we are 9 p.m. nighttime. So our temperature is around 30 and was raining heavily for past few days. Yeah. So about myself, so basically I'm an entrepreneur. I have a few businesses. One of them is in AI, machine learning. So we develop softwares to do for manufacturing industries as well. Yeah. And besides that, I have an accounting firm and restaurants and bars. Yeah. It's very, very diverse.
Okay.
I also apply some AI in my accounting industry as well.
Sorry, I didn't get that last one.
I also apply some AI in my accounting industry.
Okay. So thank you very much, Danny. It is you're coming from one of the most advanced and technological countries in the world. So it is very good to have your perspective from Singapore. So, but I will start with Gisell. I will make a question to Gisell. So many times we talk about generations and technical development, but let's focus in one thing. Is AI only good for Generation Z? So guys like me are heading to disaster because there is no more place for us, or what? What is your thought about that?
Hey, thank you, Philip, for that question. Really, AI is not exclusive to Generation C. It has benefit and implementation for all generation. While younger generation might be more techie saver, that can be of course true, but AI can positively impact on people of all ages through very application. And now we can see them in the healthcare, in finance, and education, and more.
So it is transversal, and by the way, you said something about education that is important. This is actually a hot topic. There are teachers that are forbidden to use AI. Others are using software to check if it was done by AI. Do you have any view about that?
Well, actually, Philip, for education, we can use AI. For example, you mentioned a different country, that is watching right now. So those different countries have a different language. Right now, we are talking about in English, but my native language is Spanish. Right now, AI can translate everything in a real time in the same language. So that's something that definitely could help in education, and also with connect to other person around the world. So not necessary, it's wrong. It's depend how you use it, no? And also for education, you can use it for implementation that help that professor, that teacher, to increase their knowledge to the new generation, and also for the old generation.
Yeah, there was I'm not sure about the title of the book. I'm not very good in memorizing things, but there was a book that was called The World is Flat, and it was talking about globalization and everything. But what you were saying now is actually now the world in terms of knowledge can be flat because you don't have the language barrier of not understanding a video, an article, a paper. You can easily transform this easily in your own language and have a quite good understanding. But Gisell, we need to go to Singapore, and we have a question for Danny. Will AI be the only way to deal with big data? Because one of the things is that every single person in the world is producing data by their activity. And so everything is data. We are data. some years ago, we talk everything is energy. Now we can say everything is data. So AI will be the only way to deal with this big data and make predictions in the future, and not only in the marketing area, but think about even security, food supply, whatever it is. Is it the only way, or there will be an alternative way?
Okay, so it's unlikely that the AI will be the sole method for dealing with big data and making prediction in the future. Because AI is a technology that demonstrates remarkable capabilities in processing large data sets and extracting the valuable insights. So they are not without limitations, you say. So it's complement each other. So it's like it have to continue to complement AI in addressing various challenges associated with the big data and prediction tasks. So in AI, we have a few problems like diverse problem spaces, interdisciplinary nature, human expertise and judgments, and then hybrid approaches and ethical and social considerations. So in all these things have to complement each other's, for the AI to work out.
So, by the way, there is now this, and Danny also, you're talking about being the best way to deal with this data. So there is now a kind of new profession, new function, that is these prompt engineers. So so this will be something that, let's say, we are talking about, talking with younger members, for instance, of JCI. They are between the ages of 18. Well, let's say that they are between 18 and 30, because basically at the beginning of the career. Is that an alternative to be a prompt engineer? Is this something that will be a very requested work, or it is only a fad now?
I think in the near future, like in the short run, like for example, maybe perhaps 10 years, I think AI will still continue to play a significant role in dealing with the big data and making predictions. But definitely, because I think AI exists long time ago as well. It's just that now we are making much more solid move in using this AI functionality, that we're using mathematics to calculate the predictions and so on. Yeah.
So I remember when I started working with digital technologies. So I normally say that I'm a kind of digital dinosaur. You know why? Because I started working in e-commerce projects in '97. So when we say 27 years ago, basically you are a dinosaur in digital world. Okay, so when I started working on that, there was one thing that was the .com bubble. Okay, and so Gisell, this is for you. What are the false beliefs that there are around AI?
Well, the false belief about AI include the idea that it will completely replace human job. I think this is the first one, no? That is, it is capable of independence through our conscience, no? That's another one. And I believe that also that it will inevitably lead to a dystopian future. We see a lot of fiction movie related about AI, something like that. No, but AI is a tool created and controlled by humans. So its impact depend on how it's developed and deployment. And that is really something that I want to reinforce. It's a tool created and controlled by humans.
So we are not all getting unemployed, but some of us are. Some of us are, aren't we? Some of us will be unemployed. And how Danny, how can we prepare ourselves as professionals for this impact of AI? Should we start taking a course of prompt engineer? Should we do what? Danny, help us.
I think for us, like our age, I mean, like us, I don't think we need to go and study about an AI engineering and so on, because it take you a long time to study. Like for myself, you ask me to do coding and so on, I do not know. Actually, it's my brother's the one that he's mastered in all the coding, in engineering, in AI and so on. So therefore, we are running a company to develop the AI softwares. So actually, if I say it's too late for us, you see, like it could take us 5 years to study and then back, and then we'll have in the market we'll have new technologies, new sets of skills that being required and so on. See, so from my point of view is that if let's say you have your own business, you just adopt AI, just hire someone that's skillful to bring your business to a competitive advantage. Because right now for my accounting firm, we also see that a lot of people using AI technologies to how to say, tabulate the data to see the trend and to forecast and so on. So all this is AI that help us to generate all the data, so for us to be handy. At the same time, you see, and then it can also disrupt us, you see. Because why human being tend to rely a lot heavily on the technologies, where we lack of skill sets, we lack of like thinking skills, we lack of many things. Like for example, like pictures, editing skills also will be gone, because AI can easily replace us by I mean, like edit photos, videos, and so on. You see. You can see a lot of scammers out there. Also. Even voice recording also exactly is almost similar. Yeah. So yeah, even my friends call me up suddenly, say, "Hey Danny, is this you?" Me, you send message to me asking me for money, and so I say, "Sorry, it's not me." And it's exactly the same voice as me.
It's not me, so but you can send me anyway.
So it's right now you see, can see your AI also is disrupting us, with a lot of things. Yeah. So we have to be careful, on our daily life as well.
And that takes me to a question that I will put to both of you, and I will start with Gisell. How did you get to AI as a subject of interest, of using it? How was did you start it in November 2022 with ChatGPT or what? Gisell.
That's a great question, Philip. To be honest, I don't use ChatGPT, okay? But how I use it or how I introduce for the AI is in a company that I work right now. We have a lot of implementation that including AI to support and help data analysis, to have a better
famous
report.
big data that we were talking.
Yes, exactly, to have a better report. And also, as I mentioned, I work for tech support. So our company create a tool that help our technician to have a journey and guarantee the solution for our customer more efficient and faster. So that is how I am using AI in the industry specific.
So the same question to you, Danny. How are you using, how you get to this subject of AI? Is it, again, was it November 2022 that was your wake-up call, or it was before or after? Tell us.
No, actually, I got into AI because of my younger brother, where he studied in engineering, and then he explored AI and so on, and then we have a talk and so on. And right now we created this AI software is to save the industry. It's like a service provider giving the companies solutions to have efficiencies cost in running the operations and manufacturing. So this is how we get into AI. And yeah, in my accounting firm, we also using some AI for our clients as well. Yeah. So this is how I get to AI.
Well,
And also, I'm sorry, Philip, but also we can, admit that we also use AI every day because Facebook and Instagram and all those, social media applications use AI. So now you can have like a text in your Instagram translated right away for your language. That's something that, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, we don't have it. So I can write a message in my Instagram in Spanish, and Danny from Singapore can see it in his language. That is how AI is working every day in our life. Also, is another example that I can share with the audience, of course.
Yeah, the thing is that AI, basically, people are already using it, and they were using it before ChatGPT. So when Facebook identifies faces of people and things like this, that you got that suggestion, actually, that was a feature that after had to be removed because it was too intrusive, and it was AI working. So the jump that we saw with ChatGPT was now is democratic. It's not only big companies that are using, big companies are providing it to people like us that suddenly can have a dialogue with ChatGPT, Gemini, and others. It's one of the things that I'm surprised is the amount of apps that nowadays I have like a full list of apps that are working with this, and I'm working with these apps. And for instance, the language apps are absolutely amazing. And also even in editing video and audio and everything, it is amazing. The work that it was very professional work that it couldn't be done by one person, that had to be done by a team. Now it is possible to do by one person. So we can have huge increases of productivity. But we have one question coming from Tunisia. So Mahir, I hope I'm pronouncing well the name, and I will try even the surnames just to Mahir to be completely furious with my pronunciation. So Mahir Masuri Zamuri, and he can put on the chat if I did a bad word, no problem. I will take that as a let's say motivation to do better next time. He's a fresh graduate, he says, and a worker in HR. There is a huge AI development in this field, and I can't find a course. So my question is how we can find courses. And I think it is, if I understood correctly, the question is how we can find courses in connecting AI with HR, so AI HR, so to acronyms. So any Gisell, Danny, any advice from your side?
Actually, can go to this platform called edx.org. They have a lot of free courses, and they have
can you repeat it again? So it is edx
edx.org.
.org. Organization, like organization. Okay, org.
Yes.
Okay. edx.org.
Yeah.
Yes, you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, so on that website have a lot of like free courses. I think you all can explore from that as well. Yeah.
Gisell, any suggestion? Sorry.
Yeah, it can have courses from like MIT and so on. No, it actually is free. Or if not, sometimes it requires some minimal payment for the certificate. If let's say you need a certificate for your career enhancement.
Oh, so it will work as Coursera. If you pay the certificate, you only pay for the certificate. You can do the course, and
yes,
okay.
right. Yeah,
Gisell,
it's same like Coursera. It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. If she's from human resources, probably she used LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has a section that has a lot of different information about AI. She can also find like a data science or find like a cybersecurity that will help a lot, like a keywords to help her to find more information legally about AI.
Okay. So my advice, I don't know exactly a course in this area, but like Gisell was telling in LinkedIn, you can try to match HR professionals that are with AI, so both keywords, and ask. You can find somebody that is already on let's say on the edge in this area. This is one of the absolutely amazing things that we can do in LinkedIn. We can talk with people. We can ask, because at the end of the day, LinkedIn can be used as a collective brain. So we can use knowledge of others and we can be used by others. So, and the questions keep coming. So Ryad, the question is, what are the new opportunities that can be created with the integration of AI? So Gisell, what are the new opportunities that can be created with the integration of AI? So we talk about false beliefs, and now it's opportunities.
Interesting. The opportunity, there is a plenty of opportunities, is depend of the sector, and also, as I mentioned before, how you develop and deploy the algorithm to help you. Because if you are in a finance industry, you can create an algorithm that help you to know when the market is better to buy and when it's better to sell. If you are in the interest of technology, also for the future, you're gonna see. We are now seeing, but in the future we will see more the virtual life, that create or imagine something that you can create in your virtual reality. That definitely is something that is coming, and right now we are having it in a place, but we will see more in the days going on, so it depends. So what you needed and what you want to use it.
Okay, Danny, answering the same question, but I would like, if you can, to, let's say one opportunity that you can see in the integration of AI, one that you experience, tell me.
Wow, opportunity in AI. I think if right now I can think of it right now, it will be turned into a business immediately. Because AI actually can help us to solve every single thing. Like in the productions, manufacturings, even when you're ordering foods, also there's AI component. You know, it's everywhere. It's as long as there's a problems, we can find solutions. And whether the solutions, whether can you be implemented with the AI to tackle to handle the problems, I say. So it's like everything. If let's say the person that asks the questions that have any opportunity, I mean golden opportunity, I mean hook me up. I mean we can discuss for investment opportunity.
Yeah, because Singapore is all about investments. So it is. One of the things that I find it absolutely amazing. I use it in the in daily time, daily. Sorry, English sometimes blocks. It's helping in creativity, because sometimes you have an idea, and many times I say that. Because I work independently as a consultant, as a trainer. So I say many times I need to have an intelligent conversation with somebody that is always available. It can be at 4 o'clock in the morning. It can be at 5 in the afternoon. And I have a lot of apps that give me that intelligent conversation that I need. And nowadays, even I can talk with the app. So I don't even have to type. I can be like talking and brainstorming with the app. So it's going another level. It's like I have free employees. So very, very strange. So we were talking about HR. So you can have free employees. Oh, so maybe this is a problem. So I have another question, Danny, for you. So you were talking about business, creating business, but AI is scaling the whole time. Will create or destroy business and organizations. What is your view on that?
I think my view on this, the AI can complement and also can destroy the industry. I think earlier I shared, if let's say we implement AI into our businesses, we can create a competitive advantage, and also it can be a innovations, and also it can adapt to the industry and so on. So like competitive advantage is that it will be increase the efficiencies, and then your cost will drop, and you can see more profits. Because when you implement AI, you have lesser staff. You get the machines to do the job for you. Okay, and also it can disrupt the industry. Like for example, like after I implement AI, then I hire lesser workers, employees. It really disrupt the working environment as well. And so the skills gap also will be widened between the machines and also and the human skills, because human tend to be lazy. Correct. I'm sorry if I offended anyone.
No. Danny, that's quite correct. What I was explaining from my case is because I'm extremely lazy. If somebody else can do the work for me, I will find that somebody else. If it's AI, please do. Because we can say lazy or can say to be more productive with less resources. That is my definition of lazy.
Lazy, yeah. So you see, and then our skills gap will widen because of these AI things, because we human beings tend to rely heavily on this AI. For example, my accounting firm, we rely a lot of AI on the data, like forecast, budgeting, and even to see where's the data went missing and goes wrong. Yeah, and also have it can be ethical as well, because I can see some of people use AI at the wrong way. It can be sometimes it can be destructive as well. Besides bringing advantage to us.
You talked about ethical, and that is a big discussion nowadays. Is it possible to have an ethical framework around AI, or it will be like a Darwin approach where only will be the survival of the fittest?
From my point of view, my own point of view, I think this from survival of the fittest for now. I don't think there will be any framework to govern this AI currently. It's like cryptocurrency, not really a proper guidance and so on for this both industry as well.
So it is something of a big discussion nowadays, even because there are questions of bias. Okay, Gemini had a huge problem a few days ago, and that reflected on the stocks of Alphabet that dropped suddenly when they started producing images of. I think the one that was let's say the killer image was. Blank German soldiers of the Second World War, what was quite interesting in historical terms. So these questions of diversity maybe enter way too much. And so, Gisell, is AI going to kill or save humanity?
Well, that's a tricky question. Okay, the impact of AI on humanity depend on how it use it. Okay, that is definitely what I see it. Okay, while AI has the potential to improve efficiency, solve complex problem, and engage our life in many ways, there also are risks, such as job displacement, and we talked it before, an ethical concern. Ultimately, whatever AI will kill or save humanity depends on how we harness its powers and address its challenge. It's how I see it. You can use it positive or you can use it very badly.
Well, it's like a car, you know, you can use the car for going from A to B or going through the sidewalk, killing everybody like Grand Theft Auto. It's it is a tool. And also to add to that, and what Danny was saying is that I see that professionals and organizations that don't keep track of where this is going. I'm not saying that we need all to be prompt engineers, but we need to understand what is changing and use it as a competitive advantage, like Danny was saying. Because if not, we'll be the ones being killed professionally or organizationally terms. So we need to face this like I do remember, because again, I'm a bit old, I do remember when PCs enter companies, personal computers enter companies, and there was a lot of people that were like saying, I will not use this, I have a pen. And they would even tell me, you know that the pen will work even without electricity. And we don't, and we didn't have blackouts every single day or every single week, but they would say, no, but this works every time. And the computer doesn't work every time. And I think we are seeing the same thing in many people that are now, this is a bit too much. And in this world, is my belief that you start to get old when you stop learning.
That's
So
right.
it is very important that you need to keep learning. And AI is there to help you to do that learning curve and to help you on that learning curve. So it's a huge tool for that. And we need to take advantage of that tool. So we talk about almost, we go everywhere with AI. And now, Danny, it's time. Is there a limit to the AI systems? Are we going to see a limit to this, or the sky is not even the limit?
I think limit to AI system is complex topic, you see, because we have to talk about what limitation. Sometimes it's a technology limitations. Go back to ethical limits, where is there any ethical limits, to the AI? And then is there any like resources limits or any human limits? Because what I believe that machine learnings, AI will eventually get smarter than us, because they keep learning from everybody or every scenarios. And I think their memory is better than us, a human. Sometimes I forgotten some of the things, but machines, I know they can remember A to Z everything. So it's it's very dangerous for machine learning. And some movies also shows that one fine day, machines AI will eventually overtake human beings. So I'm not too sure whether would that happen one day, but I hope it will not happen.
They don't die,
Yeah.
no?
Unless Schwarzenegger will save us all, you know?
Yeah. It's seriously, it's like when you understand the AI components like machine learning and so on, you can see how smart they are in learning, really. Yeah.
Well, we are reaching almost the end, and I put a challenge on the chat on YouTube. That's why my head is like spinning, because it's spinning between screens. It's not because I'm not listening to you guys. It's because I have to do everything. But that is also because of AI. Gives me the possibility of being much more productive. So I do like that. I have my own team, me doing this. So one thing that I put it on the chat, and I'm waiting for some answers from the chat, is to give an example of an application in AI that you use maybe daily, maybe from time to time. I will do a kickoff, and I will actually give you two that I like very much, that I use almost daily. One of them is more than daily, is almost every moment. It's I like it very much. So the first one that I say that I use more than daily, it's one that is called Quillbot. So it's Quill and then bot. And what it is that it is a paraphrase, and also it does word checking, orthography check of what you write. It is absolutely amazing in English. It can be used in Spanish. Unfortunately, not available in Portuguese, but it's like that. So this is very good. For instance, it improved the quality of my texts. So I will not go for the ChatGPT. That's already obvious. I do conversations with them. But the other one is, theoretically, it's not AI, but it's full of AI. It's a video editor from the creators of TikTok. So Generation Z over there. It's CapCut. Cap of cap, cut of cutting. It is amazing. One part that I used to have a lot of, I wouldn't do it because it was a lot of work, and I'm a lazy person, like I said, and has auto captations. So you say it, it writes for you. So amazing. There is a free version and there is a paid one. I like it so much that I went for the paid. It's not so expensive. So we have one suggestion also, Bing AI. Bing AI, it's actually a nice way of addressing ChatGPT, because you get ChatGPT 4 and you get image creation and everything. So it is very good. Gisell and Danny, in the last minutes, one or two that you love to use. Gisell.
Well, there are plenty. I think that one that probably a lot of people use is Alexa. No, Alexa, please tell me something. Alexa, stay. So I think that is one of the most common, or probably in the region that I am. Also, I use a lot of Duolingo. I love to learn a different language. Actually, I speak three languages like you. So Duolingo is a great app for education. And another can use also like a wiki is Canva. In Canva, we can they are introducing AI to create a lot of marketing flyers. If you have if you are organizing the birthday of your child or of your father, or the birthday, or just a celebration, yeah, you can create in a few minutes a flyer. You can just write in Canva what you are looking for, and the tool created for you the entire invitation, the image. So I use this a lot, Canva. So that's the three that I can mention.
Okay. Danny, last minute for you.
I've used Tableau. So Tableau is my working tools that I use daily. So it's helped me to analyze my data for my clients. Yeah. So meaning that I put in all the ledger and it will summarize everything for me nicely.
Fantastic. So you are all about data. So yeah, we reach our time. By the way, we have two more panels. We will have the second panel. It will be actually here something went wrong. So interesting. So got it wrong. We will have the second panel in a moment. It will be about bridging the future, exploring the intersection of digital technology, global warming, and sustainability. So we will have as moderator Piti Garcia from Puerto Rico, and speakers Kevin Guerin from France, and Nguyen Quang Toan from Vietnam, and Ryad Subratty from Mauritius, a good friend of mine. So that panel will start in 15 minutes. And for now, I'm very thankful for your participation, Gisell and Danny. Thank you very much for adding value to this topic. And this is one of the fantastic work that senators in JCI can do, is they can give this kind of knowledge to all the network and see that we have professionals with value across the world that can be, in a way, used by all of us, like we are here today. So the ones that are in YouTube, you can stay in YouTube, no problem, because I will not close the channel. So the link is the same, and we will restart in 15 minutes. So see you in a moment. I will be only a master of ceremony in this panel. I will pass the floor to the moderator of this panel. That will be Piti Garcia, and from Puerto Rico. And we will be talking here in this panel about bridging the future, exploring the intersection of digital technology, global warming, and sustainability. So a lot of things in one topic. So we have here, besides Piti Garcia from Puerto Rico, Kevin Guerin from France, Nguyen Quang Toan, and I'm sorry if I'm badly pronouncing, from Vietnam. I will have the opportunity to go this year to ASPAC, and I will get it right, your pronunciation. And Ryad Subratty from Mauritius will be also with us talking about this. So, Piti, are you ready to moderate?
Well, moderating is great when you have so many people around you that know what they are talking about. We are together trying to do something great about too many things at a time. So here I am. I'm just willing to let you, each and every one of you, express yourself, move around the topic you rather understand and say and spoke about. So whenever you are ready, I'll be ready. Is my English understandable?
Yes, your English is understandable, but I believe that you have some questions to put.
Well, I could do this is first giving you an opportunity.
The only
to each
issue,
one of you.
Piti, you probably are in a location that has bad connection. We are hearing you very badly.
Okay, I'll move around. I'll try to move from here.
Okay, so
Give me a second.
While Piti is moving to a better location, I can ask, and we can go from one side to the screen to the other side of the screen for Kevin and I will say Toan and Ryad to present themselves and to explain a bit why they are interested in this kind of topics. So shall we start from France and then Vietnam and then Mauritius? Kevin.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon. I don't know what I should say to everybody. So I'm very glad to be here today. And so I'm Kevin. I'm coming from France. I'm an IT expert. I've got a diploma in IT a couple of years ago now. And from the beginning, I'm starting to work, I started to see some issue of IT. I didn't really understand at the beginning what was about. I didn't really make the link with the environment, but very, very quickly, I wanted to understand more what is the hidden face of the IT. And about 6 years ago now, I specialized myself in IT sustainability to support company and turn all the community to work on this topic of sustainable IT and see what we can do better together.
Okay, thank you very much. And now a quick jump to Vietnam, Toan.
Thank you very much. I study from mathematics, and I graduated IT, and then I work for a telco company. And I spent a long time in terms of do integration, IT integration, system integration for a big company. And we also spend a lot of time going to the software industry. And recently, I'm the chairman of, my name is Nguyen Quang. I'm chairman of E-Pacific Telecom Company. And also, I have vice president of Vietnam Open Source Software Association, with Vietnam Free Open Source Software Association. Now I'm looking for the way that we can go sustainably, and also we're looking for the chance to work with you all guys all over the world. And let me say hello and good morning, good evening, good I don't know what time now. And Vietnam,
there are all the time zones here.
Yeah, all time zone here. And Vietnam now is very good weather today. Yeah, it's 24 Celsius degree. I'm recently in Hanoi.
Okay, actually, that was one thing that I forgot. I did that in the previous panel to ask, but I was the moderator. But I will take the opportunity to ask also if Kevin has such a good weather in France.
No, it's rainy and cold.
And now I saw that Ryad was laughing because now he's going to make us even more envious because he's in one of the paradise islands. He's in Mauritius, okay? So he's like, okay, bring it on. Tell us, Ryad.
Hi, Filipe. Good to see you after a week, I guess.
Yes.
For sure, we were in a summit last week. Yes, in Mauritius, indeed, it's a beautiful weather, 30 degrees outside, and just enjoying the very good weather. This is why we are called a tropical island. So moving on, I'm actually a specialist in climate change. I'm in the organization of the former Vice President Al Gore. I've had the opportunity to train with him in 2016 in Houston, in Texas. I have also a specialization in circular economy and zero waste management. And I'm a graduate of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply from the United Kingdom, and with specialization in sustainable supply chain and ethical procurement. Well, climate change is one of my passion, and actually this theme, integrating the digital information with climate change, is one of my, I would say in my country, is one of my data. Yes.
Okay. And also very good to see you again after a long week that we spent without seeing each other. It was during the one initiative of the Senate. It was between AMESA, the Association of Senators of Africa and the Middle East, and the European Association of Senators of JCI, that we had a wonderful meeting in Tunis. So before it was in Istanbul, it was organized by Europe, and now it was organized by Africa. So Piti, I see that I think you are in better conditions. Can you now take it from here?
Are you all hearing me well?
Yes.
Better than before?
Yes, much better, because before the connection was bad. It was saying that was bad.
Okay, okay. I would like to handle this in a way, since we try to organize this panel and the other panels, we had always in mind that probably the public that will be hearing you won't have a big notion of the theme. This is not a panel of specialists from our side. From your side, it is. From your side, it is, not from ours. So I would like to give you the opportunity that in the most simple terms, you could give us an idea of what you got on yourself about this thing, so that the people in the world that don't understand or that is not aware of the necessity and the things going on around this thing would have a chance to get in with people that really know about it and would really have something to give us, so that we are more acquainted about the theme and the topics. So I would like to, for this moment, I would like to keep the order that Filipe used. So first, I would like to give Kevin the opportunity to express yourself about the topic and give us your insights about it. So Kevin, you go ahead, please.
Yeah, so for me, the most important thing about this topic is to really to try to continue to do technology, to use technology. We talked about AI in the first panel. AI is one of the technologies that we can use for the climate, for everything. But it is important to remind that all this technology is taking a lot of rare resources, so from rare metals, rare earths, and that it's creating lots of emission gas from carbon. And so we had a study saying a few years ago saying that 4% of the gas emission in the world are based on the of internet of the IT, and this percentage is going higher and higher every year. So it's something that we really need to take in consideration, that the IT, the technology can help us to optimize a lot of system, but it's maybe also part of the problem, creating more gas emission.
Do you have any suggestion in order of what we would be saying to governments, to our people, in which attack this thing right now where it is, and have something that could move some action in this moment?
The most important part of the impact is based on the fabrication, on the production of equipments. So the best thing we can do right now is to do more IT services with less equipment. When I'm talking about equipment, I'm talking about servers, about laptops, about normal computers, like IoT, Internet Object Connected. And so it's all the equipment that we can provide more services with less equipment, because the most impact is based on the production of these equipments.
The equipments that are probably done and created to do things easier and to look for a purpose are causing itself in themselves, are causing part of the problem. That's what you are saying to us.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. I would like to hear something from Toan now. Thank you, Kevin.
I think AI has the potential to bring about the numerous positive change in the society, even including the enhanced productivity, improve the healthcare, increase the access to education. AI biotechnology can also help solve complete problem and make our daily life easier and more convenient. While the benefit of AI is very clear, they are also important about the ethical and societal implication that must be considered. The issue here is such as privacy, security, and job displacement are just a few of challenges that we come with the increasing use of AI. It's crucial that we address this concern proactively and work to ensure that AI is used for the betterment of society, I think. As AI continue to evolve and gain importance in our world, it is important that we can continue to invest in its development and advancement. This includes investment in research and development, as well as the creation of policy and regulations that promote the responsibility of use of AI. By doing so, I think we can ensure that AI can remain the positive force in our world, driving progress and improving lives for years to come. I think that advantage of AI is increase efficiency and productivity, improve accuracy and decision making, and enhance customer experience, and also creation of new job opportunity.
Okay, okay. Ryad, I would like to hear from you. We would like to hear from you, your opinion on all. Go ahead, Ryad.
Yes, I was mute. Yes. So the topic today is that we are talking about is about bridging the future. Like we need to explore the intersection of digital technology, the global warming, and sustainability. It is important first to understand the importance of digital technology. Okay, digital technology, for instance, it had made businesses become more efficient, more profitable, and more agile. The agility of digital technology, we've seen it during the COVID when people have been able to work from home. Okay, we've seen this agility. Without digital technology, this wouldn't have been possible. So the world would have gone to a total stop if everyone had to go to their work to be able to work. So it can also help in the transition towards a sustainable economy because of innovations. But now, as one of the speakers mentioned earlier, Kevin said it. The aspect of global warming, the aspect of carbon footprint caused by all the infrastructures related to internet, to also to the main servers for social medias. So the account is about 4%, and it has become at par, same as all the infrastructures of internet, computers, and social media is at par with the aviation industry. So the pollution is the same. So we are polluting exactly the same as all the plane flying every year. So we have a problem there. So as long as we are going to invest towards digital transformation, there is going to be a ripple effect. The ripple effect is we are going to increase the carbon footprint on our planet, and which is going to cause global warming. So the question here is, can we remove digital transformation? Impossible. No way to do that. Can we think of a world without Facebook, a world without Zoom, a world without email? Impossible. So we need to reach a certain balance between digital transformation and also the global warming to be able to reach the sustainability. I think first of all, we've been hearing a lot about the COP meetings, the COP28, for instance, which was recently done in Dubai. So what is the COP? So the COP is actually a meeting which is called the Conference of All Parties, where all international climate cooperation are being discussed in that particular summit. So if we have to see how the COP has evolved, the very first one was done in Berlin, 1995. It was the foundation to start to work towards a world which will become carbon free. So, and then eventually we came to the Kyoto in COP3 1997, the Kyoto Protocol, where unfortunately, a particular protocol, it failed substantially to reduce carbon emissions. And this led us to the COP15 in Copenhagen. So in Copenhagen, we discussed again about climate change, but it didn't bring a lot. And this brought us to eventually the Paris Agreement, which was the COP21, the famous COP21, where at that particular moment, 190 plus countries decided to sign an agreement to be able to limit the global warming up to 1.5 degrees. So initiatives have had to be taken by especially advanced nations of the West, big nations like India and China, who are the biggest polluters of this world, to take actions to be able to reduce their impact of carbon over the planet. But what has happened? So the question, is it working? No. A big no. A big no to be taken as serious as a heart attack. You know, when we had to keep track of a 1.5 degrees warming of the global of our planet. So we are currently on track to reach 2.5 degrees of that warming. Meaning that, what does that mean? Is that all the agreements that have been taken by those countries have not been enough. Not such efforts have been done to be able to limit the global warming. As far as we know, there is no other planet in which we can go and migrate. This is the only planet that we have to stand. So how can we bridge between the digital innovation, the sustainability, and the global warming? So I've thought of three aspects to that. So the number one, we've talked it before, AI. So investing in AI is important because it renders the infrastructure that we are using more efficient. So this helps to reduce the carbon footprint. And all the technology all the technology which is being brought by private sector, by the private enterprises. Secondly, it's the people themselves, ourselves. We need to understand that we have certain responsibility as citizens of this planet. We need to work and to act and to think differently from what we were using, that we used to do. We shouldn't say that climate change is the problem of the government, local collectivities, NGOs, and just name it. It is our individual problem. We have to act on it. We have to change our behavior. We need to act on it. Like right now that I'm talking to you, all the electricity that I'm using for this Zoom conference comes from my solar panels. Nothing comes from the grid. So this is my responsibility towards the planet. By being with you today, I'm zero carbon footprint. So this is mine. And then the third one is, of course, in terms of legislations. We need to put legislations so far. It is important that each country has to put legislation to be able to monitor the carbon footprint regarding all the advancements in technologies. So you are going to see that in the United States, they have passed a particular legislation last year, brought by Joe Biden, is that they measure the inflation of the carbon footprint. So by measuring the inflation, they are able then to come up with solutions to be able to bring it down. So just like they measure the economic inflation, also measure the global warming or the carbon footprint inflation of their own countries. So by doing that, we are uniting the three sectors of the society. We are the civil society, the enterprises, and the government. And by putting these three together, by welding them together, we can eventually move towards creating a sustainable impact.
Okay. When I was checking with some of our fellow senators and people around, it seemed to me that there is a big misunderstanding of what are the facts involving such things as what we're talking about. So there, where you include the people, the responsibility of the people is very important, because the people are the biggest critics of everything you're trying to do right. They push their governments, they push their countries, they push their associations and groups and all that. So it's very important that this message reaches most people and that they are involved in this, because they could say, listen, that was very nice from the Organization of Senators. They got 3 guys that are 3 genius about this thing. And then what? And then what? So that's why we are all called to move our people in which ways we can, so that they understand that this is a problem of all. It's not only of the doctor which study AI, or the doctor which is all people has to be involved here. Kevin, how have you moved around by taking this message around your people and your country? Has you found many obstacles? Have they been open? Is your people reacting positively to this, or there is still too much lack of information or knowledge?
There are definitely lack of information and knowledge. And this is why I'm doing a lot of awareness around the people. And the first question that I'm coming from these people, definitely, but yes, but what can I do from my side? Because I'm not an IT person, I'm not a technician, I'm not working in IT. So what can I do? And as I said, that the first thing is about equipment. So as individual, we can take care of our equipment. We can fight against planned obsolescence. We can extend the lifespan of the equipment. So there are things that we can do, which is quite of long-term action, but this is something that we can do. The other thing is that you can also do like little things, that's cleaning your files, cleaning your data. So it will not have a big impact, but it will be a first step to understand that by doing this, you are doing something small, something about digital IT. And this is also why we started 4 years ago, the Digital Cleanup Day that will happen next week. Digital Cleanup Day is a worldwide program that I started in 2020 about cleaning your data, about giving a second life of your equipment by reusing it or by recycling it. So if you want to act from now, you can participate to the Digital Cleanup Day from next week.
Okay. Tom, what about you? How are things going in order for you to move your message to your people and to the people that you reach to?
You should you guys should see that AI artificial intelligence is not limited to entertainment chatbots. That increasingly effective program and trained by machine learning become integral to use of brain from smartphone GPS navigator to algorithm that govern social media, you see. But as AI popularity keeps rising, more researcher and expert noting that environmental costs. Training running AI system require great deal of opportunity or computing power and electricity. And the result of carbon dioxide emissions are not one AI affects climate, but its environmental impact gas, well, Byron is carbon footprint, like Vincent mentioned about the equipment, and also it's important for us is to recognize the CO2 emissions of some of our large AI system, especially, right? So, like you say that exactly effect of AI will have on climate crisis is difficult to calculate, even if experts focus on the amount of greenhouse gas it emits. Just because of different type of AI, such as the machine learning model that spot, change, and research data. A vision program that helps a self-driving car avoid obstacle or large train to run, for example. When OpenAI trained is the LM called GPT-3 last in 2022, right? That work produce equivalent of around 500 tons carbon dioxide. So similar model to produce minimum emission, further completing the matter. That is a lack of transparency from the many AI companies. That is our should consideration. So from my point of view, that we need to somehow, like Kevin mentioned about the equipment, but I mentioned about, I think that we need to focus a lot on the how to reduce or how to cut out of the power, and we innovate a new technology to utilize more power efficiency for the AI applied in our society. I agree on the ways that we have a three pillar like AI, people, and governance. That is a very comprehensive approach for solving the problem.
Okay, right. Ryad, I would like to hear from you.
Thank you to give me the floor again. So I'll just expand on the individual part. So I'll talk about what I'll just go over what Kevin just said regarding the digital cleanup. You see, we have reached a state. The world has reached a state today that that we are sharing on a daily basis 300 billion emails, 300 billion emails. They are being sent every day. And in terms of spam email, we are doing around 60 trillion spam emails every year. And this accounts to about 20 million tons of carbon dioxide. So why is this happening? It's clear, it's simple, because all the emails that we are using, they are free. We don't pay for these emails. It's a free service which is being offered to us, and it is so easy to use. So we don't think of a responsibility that is being that we are causing. Okay, the collective responsibility. We do not think about it of the ripple effect that's causing in terms of global warming, because these are free services. Same applies to Facebook. Same applies to every social media that we are using and that are being like free of charge. So we need to responsibilize ourselves. Now that we know the facts and figures, it's important that we become responsible. Like, for instance, it is not necessary for us to keep our emails that we have sent 15 years ago. No one is going to go and read that. Okay, but still, because Gmail is going to keep it for us, Gmail is going to make a backup of that. Gmail is going to keep an image of that backup. This is not the reason that we need to keep these emails in our servers. We can delete them, and deleting them is going to contribute towards like eliminating the digital waste, like putting less and less storage on servers, meaning is going to use less electricity. So less electricity is going to use less fossil fuel. Less fossil fuels will mean less carbon emission. Less carbon emission, we are going to lower the global warming. So there is a responsibility, individual responsibility that we have. Even for WhatsApp. WhatsApp has become a global application that we are using. But in terms of infrastructure, Facebook and WhatsApp has to invest servers every single places of the world to be able to have this kind of instant message. So pictures, movies, links, everything is being sent through WhatsApp, even newspapers today. So all of this is being spammed easily because it is fast. It is in our hands, we can use it. Data connection is now 24 hours, every single place on this planet. So the accessibility, and because it is free, there has been an abuse of it, causing this kind of global warming. So if we refer, like in the early 70s, there has been the industrialization. Yes, it has brought job to people, lowering down of commodities. We've gone through all of these. But what is happening today? Happening today is that countries like the Maldives are about to vanish and disappear in 40 years. They are the least polluting country in the world, but they suffer the ripple effect of it. So we need to respond. We need to become responsible on a personal basis. Understand that not because it is free, not because it is easily accessible. It's not because the internet is accessible every single way on this planet that we have to use and abuse. We need to remove the abuse, and we have to be responsible to keep the usage at a normal level. Then the system will be sustainable.
Piti, sorry to give a small interruption, is that once again, like in the previous panel, there are possibility of questions through YouTube in the chat, and I want to renew this invitation. You are 10 minutes to finish this panel, but there is no questions, but there are greetings from Nahla from Tunisia, and Sarah Malal from Morocco, from Casablanca. So greetings back, and Piti, back to you.
Okay, we got 10 minutes left, Filipe. We got 10 minutes left, isn't it?
10 minutes exactly.
Okay. Okay. Is AI moving too fast for the times? Is this whole idea of AI, is all its ramifications moving too fast for our countries, for our time, for the different uses, or we are catching up with the advances in AI? Whichever of you wants to say anything about that.
So in my opinion, AI has been used for some time. Okay, for a few years it has been there, but we didn't really focus on that. Like telephones already had this integrated in their cameras and so on and so forth. So AI actually has allowed our system, our infrastructure to become more efficient. So if you remove AI, would have meant that you had to add more infrastructures. So on the same infrastructures right nowadays, AI has contributed actually to make it become more efficient. So it's not moving. We cannot say that it is moving too fast. I say it is moving along with the development, and it is one of the ways that we can see it, that AI is really helping to make system become efficient and effective.
Toan?
From my point of view, that for the AI can help the global warming by the power of AI is proceed the huge amount of data and help human to medicine is transforming industries. As one of the one challenge combating climate change and is other area of AI have transformational potential. I think that almost 4 billion people already lie in areas high vulnerable to climate change, according to the World Health Organization. So I think that this could be is expected to lead around 200,000 extra deaths a year between 2030 to 2050. So I think from the AI, I think AI can help us certain area like ice bridge melting. AI knows how and where, how fast the ice bridge is. That's number one. Number two, that they can mapping the deforestation with AI. So forests, they can grow and they can match which one is better, which one is the need to take care about that. And number three is that AI can help the communicating the facing climate risk, for example, in Africa or maybe in Indonesia. Last few years, we have a lot of fire in north of in the east of Indonesia. So we can AI to detect that. Number four, that using AI to recycle more waste. I think it can be. AI can clean up the ocean. You see a lot of movie and news talking about that, right? And AI can help predict the climate disasters. And AI can quick list of AI climate tools, for example. So and AI can help industry decarbonize. So that's the certain areas that I can help to to help with the global warming. Is my point of view.
Okay, Kevin.
I don't know if AI is going too fast or not. As Ryad said, it's going for long, and we're going with this. What is important to know and to say is that AI is consuming lots of energy and is producing also lots of CO2. So it's important to make a good use of the AI. And the main problem we can have is the misuse of AI going worst. Because AI, as I said, is consuming lots of energy, consuming lots of equipment, consuming lots of rare metal, rare earths, and it's also we may have some stage. We are talking about petrol, but it's also about copper shortage of resources. So if tomorrow we have this shortage of resources, we don't have any resources anymore to build any more equipment, and we don't have AI anymore. So we really to be careful about the use of AI and to make sure that the AI is built responsibly with eco-conception. And the last thing that I wanted to say, because when we are talking about sustainability, and we did it during this panel, we're talking most likely and most of the time about environment. But don't forget that when we talk about IT and sustainability, we have also a big digital divide in the world. We have some countries who have plenty of IT, plenty of infrastructure connected to internet, benefiting of all this connection. And we have countries who have low connection, who have low infrastructure, and they don't have access to internet or poor access to internet. And this is something that also need to be taken in consideration, that in this digital divide, make sure that not some countries have all the technology and some other countries don't have any technology.
Thank you. Well, Filipe, what about time? We are almost there, isn't it?
We are 4 minutes to go, so I think it is time to wrap up. And I will give you that opportunity to wrap up, and I will need to give some words at the end, and that's it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for taking your time and your knowledge to give us such a brief information. I promise you that we will be reaching all of you so that we could make something with more time and more precision, so that we could enjoy and benefit from the knowledge all you three bring us at this moment in our lives, because it's really important what we are talking about. It's not a matter of making a panel or making a reunion. We are really in the moment to do something for our world about this thing. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being here. I'll keep in touch. I know Filipe will keep in touch too. So thank you, and the whole JCI world and the JCI Senators, thank you very much for what you're doing. Thank you. Filipe?
Thank you very much for the whole panel to be here, and it was great to see you all here. And I have only one interesting. It's my comment, so it's I'm going to say something about myself that is interesting. It's strange. Okay, I have a comment. I like very much this panel because it focused in some of the behaviors that we have that are not well sustainable, that are creating pollution. And finally, we are talking about things that are from our day-to-day life, that are, let's say, our features of our day-to-day life, like using digital means like this, using the TikTok, the WhatsApp, having this unbelievable amount of garbage, digital garbage that is creating more pollution, but nobody talks about it. And it was a pity that we didn't talk also for the fast fashion industry. That is also really, really a huge pile of garbage everywhere in the world. And we need to address these questions, because many times we are saying that we are sustainable, but we are not being sustainable enough. And we look to the places that are easy to look, that is others and not ourselves. We need to be sustainable ourselves. So thank you very much for this panel. It was very instructive, and I think it went to these questions that are not the ones that are normally addressed, that is important. And again, like in the previous Senators Online Summit, this one, again, we have perspectives from different parts of the world. We had, as moderator, Peter Garcia from Puerto Rico, Toan from Vietnam as a speaker, Ryad from Mauritius, Kevin from France, and we can see a world perspective using this network of senators worldwide. So next panel that will start in 15 minutes, we will have another group of senators, and we will talk about something that is very important, the part of the talent that is needed. So we will talk about developing digital transformation of talent and skills, because this is one of the things that we have here in this panel, in the previous panel, in the next panel. Talent is everywhere in the world, and we can now tap into it. So in 15 minutes, if you want to keep on YouTube, it will be like a break, but it will be live. We will have Byron from Belgium, Skander from Tunisia, and Dave from the Dutch Caribbean. And as moderator, we will have a lovely Ira from Indonesia. So once again, thank you very much for being here, and for the people in YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and see you in 15 minutes. Thank you very much. So we are back. Thank you very much. And Byron, as you can see, I'm not muted, because Byron reminded me of that. And I said, okay, this time I will not look like Nemo. So we have the third and last panel of our Senators Online Summit. And this time we have my good friend Ira from Indonesia that will be the moderator. And I had the privilege to be in Indonesia last year, and believe me, it is fantastic. So I advise you, everyone that is watching us, to come over there also. And we have also Byron from Belgium, Dave from the Dutch Caribbean, and Skander from Tunisia. I learned the other day that Skander is the way of saying in Arabic Alexander. So I learned that one with Skander. So I will pass the floor to Ira in 1 second, only to say that we already have a question on the YouTube chat. So if you want to put questions, those questions will be answered by the panel. I will leave to Ira when she wants to put that question. And Ira, up to you now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Filipe. You hear my voice, right? Okay, loud and clear. Okay. Hello, good afternoon in ASAC, AMISA countries, and good evening in ASEAN, and to all dear senators and participants on Senators Online Summit. Let me introduce myself. My name is Senator Ira Kusumawardani from ASEAN. I live in Jakarta, Indonesia, active in ASEAN since 2015, and also in Indonesia JCI Senate. I have a catering and culinary business, and always have the passion in cooking and traditional Japanese fashion design. Tonight, I will be moderating an interesting topic, developing the digital transformation of talent and skills. I'm sure we all want to learn more and be knowledgeable in this topic. Small, medium enterprises or organization will achieve full potential, success, and be competitive in this digital era, maximizing digital transformation. We have three panelists from ASAP, ACE, and AMISA to join online with us, who will share more detail about the topic. Let me introduce them. First panelist is Senator Dave Martinus. Hello, Dave. You're from the Dutch Caribbean. Senator Dave is one of the top coaches in Action Coach Business Coaching, have more than 20 years experience in leadership, business, and personal development experience to executives and businesses. And then the second one is Senator Byron Soulopoulos from Belgium. This time I must get it right and pronounce your name. Byron is a CEO of Engineer X and president of Tesla Owners Club Belgium. Mr. Byron is also an active coach for CEO, company leaders, and board of directors, helping new and experienced entrepreneurs to become more successful. And our third panelist is JCI member Skander Hadj Mabrouk from Tunisia. Hi there. Skander is currently a general manager, headhunter consultant at Business Solutions Tunisia and MRC Survey. Skander holds a master in entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial studies. Skander contributes valuable insight to the industry. So good afternoon to the three of you, and thank you for the time and effort to be the panelists. So now let's start the sharing session. Let me go to Dutch Caribbean with Senator Dave Mauritius. Hello, Dave.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Good day.
Good day. Good evening here in
Good
Jakarta.
evening. Yes.
I've never been in Dutch Caribbean, so maybe someday, somehow, I'll
Oh,
get there.
yes. Yeah. You'll love
Thank
it.
you. So, Dave, what is the role of continuous and upskilling play in fostering a culture, innovation, and adaptability with the organization? Can you share maybe 2 examples in upskilling methods for the employees to be more maybe creative, innovative, and productive?
Yes, definitely. I believe that upscaling in these skills are very important, first of all, especially in the fast developing of technology. However, we noticed that, for example, many companies that while technology develops, you see the culture itself of the organization stays behind. So meaning that you have a lot of talents in organizations where you want to move forward the organization, but they get stuck in their performance, in their and the delivery of the productivity that they are required to deliver. So that happens that one of the role of technology is to help keep track of these skills, help keep track of the developments they are and the impact they are making into their job. So, and we can use this as a way to keep track of their of the company's KPIs, but at the same time on where exactly every employee is leveled into the organization. There are many ways to do that. However, is to be sure to be keeping track on this impact that technology is having in their skill. So that's something that we need to focus on.
Yeah, all right. So so the keyword is continuous upskilling in keep tracking all the employee, key performance index is instrumental in fostering culture of innovation. Okay, thank you, Dave. And
Yes.
next, I would like to greet Skander from Tunisia. Hello, Skander. How are you doing? Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. And what are the main challenges organization face when trying to foster an agile culture focus on digital transformation? Is there maybe an organizational resistance from the employee, or particularly those accustomed to the traditional hierarchical structure? Or what are the challenges?
Yes, absolutely. When we speak about digital transformation, we mainly speak about transformation at first sight. And when it's about transformation, it's automatically about resistance to change. And I think that's the most important challenge that now SMEs are facing, either from employees or even from the managers themselves. Because technology is growing every day, and every day we have something new, either from communication technologies or even in machines. So the first thing, the first challenge maybe is about resistance to change, and how employees are ready to get rid of their comfort zone with especially their existing processes, and how they are able to adapt these technologies. The second point is also mainly about SMEs, is when we have to face traditional hierarchical management structures. So where decision-making processes may be slow, and there may be a lack of empowerment, just like Senator Dave was speaking about empowerment and reinforcement of the skills. And also maybe a point that managers should focus on is the lack of understanding of how far the digital transformation can be good for the whole structure, including employees themselves, so that they can be more productive, and the digital transformation can help them with a lot of benefits, ameliorate communication, ameliorate their effectiveness and efficiency.
So when we overcome these challenges from the organizational resistance and all that you mentioned earlier, agile culture based on digital transformation will be most likely bring organization to be more adaptive to a higher stage of digital development. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's go to Belgium, Europe, to meet with Senator Byron. Hello, Byron.
Hey, how you doing?
Byron is, again, I mentioned, is the CEO of AgriNext, and also active in Coach for CEO and company leaders. How do you see an artificial intelligence impacting how people work? What talent will be impacted the most, or might even disappear?
Well, this is an interesting one. It reminds me of the time I started using Excel for the first time. It wasn't called Excel, it was called Lotus 123. And it was the first time that you could actually calculate numbers together in tables. And people would ask me, why do you need this? Because you have a calculator, you can do this with a pen and a pencil, like Filipe said in the past in his story. But the thing is AI is a tool, and this tool is going to help us, like all the other tools that we're using. And it's going to help us to automate processes. It's going to help us to facilitate tasks. And as Filipe also mentioned in the first session, it's going to help us to do more stuff with less employees. So you've got free virtual employees helping you doing stuff. Now, which people will never be replaced, or which tasks is going to be the creative tasks? Because AI can create some images and can create some videos and stuff. But if you really want creativity, if you really want artists to create something, I think the creative mind is still amazing. And AI only creates stuff that hasn't been thought of, or that has been thought of, and we can actually think of things that haven't been created before. And so, yeah, I mean, if you recruit people, you have to have conversations with them, and we can automate many tasks to get to the shortlist for the right candidates. but those last conversations, those last questions are always going to be asked by people, and people are always going to be assessed by other people to see if they're the right fit for the organization.
So I think it is a good idea that we must sharpen human talent. For instance, creativity, and surprise the artificial intelligence in the field of creative art, maybe music, personal relationship, and maybe counseling, like that. Okay, so we have a question from Temara, Morocco, Aziza Suaremi. The question is from point of view, can artificial intelligence influence the role of human positively or negatively? Okay, who will try to answer that? Maybe Byron, yes.
Well, as all tools that have been used in the past and in the future, everything can be used positively and it can be used negatively. Elon Musk has great concerns with the use of AI. He feels that if we don't put in the right safety rules, this could actually create the destruction of humankind, which seems a bit extreme, but you know, it depends how it's being used. And same like everything, it can be used for both things. It depends on your intention. If your intentions are positive, you will use them in a positive way. If your intentions are not that positive, it will be used for harm. So I think JCI people have the mentality and the attitude to use things for positive, for a better world, to be better. So I think that's how we will use it.
Hopefully
Also-
that will answer. Yeah, you can add to it. Dave?
Yes, I also want to add that one of the things that through times has always evolved is also with technology is how people behave behind it. And many times people study these concerns. And we see that nowadays in organizations, there's many studies done on how to deal with behaviors behind technology. And I think as we go, people will start adapting also in what's reasonable, what's allowed, or what's not allowed, and creating more concern on the values around AI. So AI is a tool, just as Byron mentioned, and there will always be an impact, but there always also be controls where people will adapt to their behaviors.
Yes, I also agree with you, Dave, with that behavior is the key point, because in Junior Chamber International, we have a conference in ASPAC and in World Congress. We got to meet with all the friends there, and we study all their behavior. So it's a good point being a member of a Junior Chamber International, I think. Yes. Back to you, Skander, from Tunisia. Can you give examples on how companies integrate diversity and inclusion into the talent development strategy for digital transformation? Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, when we speak about diversity, we mainly can speak about cultural sensitivity and relating to especially training and empowerment. Cultural differences may be a helpful point to get and to respect diverse perspectives, and also work more on inclusive work environment. Implementing diverse hiring practices also, especially now with digital tools, maybe in relation with some blind resume, some also working on diverse interview panels, which may also help to attract candidates from varied backgrounds. This is also can be a real opportunity. And once the employee is hired, he should be provided maybe with equal opportunities for growth and advancement. such as maybe access to training, some leadership initiative, development initiatives, mentorship programs, maybe from company to another. And this thing is will highly help the leadership to actively champion diversity and inclusion and set measurable goals to hold them maybe with some accountable with the progress and help them especially make these skills more effective, especially maybe related to these cultural sensitivity and the diversity which will be put it on these SMEs.
So we have to implement diverse integration in an organization, leaders and his mentorship program to be implemented.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then, Dave, do you have almost 20 years in experience with the leadership? Okay, no doubt about that. I read your resume. And what impact on fostering a culture innovation on management and leadership as the JCI Senators, how do you improve the quality of leadership, especially to the national organization member and even in local chapters? So maybe they will brighten up all the JCI Senator member that, you know, they'll benefit from your advice here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe one of the things that, and in my experience of the years also, is first of all, is having a mindset, is creating an environment where people can have a mindset of the big picture, you know, and people understanding the big picture of what we do. And even though we work on individual development usually, and sometimes we also help our organization to foster that environment for individual development. However, that understanding and mindset around the big picture is very, very important, because that's also the influence, as I mentioned before, that also influence the behavior of the organization, the people in the organization. For example, one of the things is today you would like for leaders also to have a mindset around being a servant leader. Yes, where in this case, trying to be more like coaches and mentors in the organization, not just especially as senators, we are known to as those who set the tone on what things needs to be done based on our experiences, but we need to take that role of mentors and coaches, especially, you know, where you help people to think, actually, well, you help others to think and help the organization to think. So leadership is something that keeps developing, and I think part of creating that environment where you can facilitate more, but especially creating a culture where it's permitted to develop as an individual, and while keeping that total view, the total big picture of the organization, where the values becomes important, where we keep into the consideration the talents of each person, but at the same time, how we behave with each other in the organization. So in these days, one of the things that COVID has demonstrated to us is that, for example, because of COVID, we focus, most of us focus on the technology, but we realized that just only focusing on the technology, it did also had a big impact on the internal part of the organization, of the person, of the people in the organization. So more and more we need to look as at leadership, as servant leadership, as a way to guide, as a way to coach, as a way to mentor, than just instead of stating what needs to be done in the organization. And that's a big influence as through the years that I can notice that change is coming, but this is something we need to keep fostering in especially in the JCI organization.
Yeah, okay. So behavior and mindset of bigger picture is very important.
Exactly.
To be implemented in the organization. Okay. Let's get back to Byron, to Europe, Belgium. Byron, the war of talent has never been greater now. What digital transformation have you implemented to find new talent? Are you considering the social media recruiting such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to showcase the company culture to attract talent, or any specific approach in finding talent? So maybe after this, we would like to have a comment from Dave and Skander also about these questions. Thank you.
This is a very interesting one because we actually are an engineering company, and the most difficult talent to find is engineers, because the unemployment rate for engineers is 0.0000. So through job sites, we cannot hire them because they already have a job. So we have to find a way to interact with them on a moment where they're not looking for a job, and to build a relationship with them. And yes, the social media is one of the channels that we use. We use all of them, from x.com, which used to be Twitter, to Facebook, also posts on LinkedIn, etc. We try to organize also fun activities like free cinema days, so they can come to the cinema. And while they're sitting in the cinema, they cannot run away, but we can show them a promotional video of what we do and what our values are. And then, of course, if they're interesting, we can take the next step. But we also notice that we need to automate a lot of stuff, because to find the right candidate, in our case, the right engineer, we measure everything. So we know that we actually review 526 profiles to get to a short list of 10 viable candidates. And if you have to do this manually, it's impossible to do it. So AI has helped us to implement ways to do automatic video interviews. We have systems that actually parse their CVs and actually do an automatic match between the CV of the engineer and actually the vacancy that we have in our database, and we get a percentage on the match that actually that engineer matches with the vacancy. And based on that, we can also go to that short list of our last 10 candidates. But then the human factor kicks in, because then you want to have the face-to-face conversation, which nowadays, it's also video call. It's not coming to the office anymore. It's a video call, because our engineers come from all over the world. We have engineers from Syria, Iran, Ukraine, but also France, and you name it, US or even South America. So yeah, the systems have changed. The speed also has changed, because when we need an engineer, we don't need him in 3 months. We need him yesterday, and it's possible the day before yesterday. And we also notice another difference is that people are not so much looking for an employer, but are more looking for an interesting project to work on. So the projects might change, and also the employers might change during their careers, because they want to work on things that are really interesting.
Yes, I think it's very difficult to find 500 talents into only 5 to 10 talents that you need to for the top level in your organization. How about you, Dave or Skander? You find it also, you have experience in finding a talent, in a very big top talents of the world, picking up the right person.
You know, Ira, one of the things that in my organization we've been trying to do in the last few years and has worked pretty good for us also is that we've turned it around a little bit. So what we do is we try to have people understand our culture of the culture of our business. So actually, when recruiting, one of the things that we do, one of the first things we do is we create a group setting. And in that group setting, what we do is we do explain the culture and expectation of our organization and see if we can get the talents that would like to fit in our organization. And it works, and if I can offer an interesting culture and working environment for these talents, we see we got pretty high motivation around the projects that we offer. So I think combining on what Byron mentioned is what we do is we do definitely use these technologies, and we believe it's also that process is very important, you know, to get some job matching on skills, on talents, or what they can perform, what did they deliver. But we, however, we added to that we start with turning it around by telling our culture and see. And I have to say that in my experience, sometimes people just say, you know, it's not a match for me, and I say fantastic, great, because we really want someone who would match our organization and help us move forward to the future where we perceive in our vision.
So technology and culture is
Definitely.
two aspect, yeah, that has to be taken into consideration. Skander, and back to you, Skander. How can business identify the essential digital skills required to achieve their goals, and how can they address existing gaps? Should they perform training and development programs, or provide mentoring, coaching, or else maybe? We cannot hear your voice. Maybe you must turn on your volume, please.
Do you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now we can hear it. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'm sorry. Just joining what Byron and Dave just said. Now we are directly working on what we call our job now. It's assessment, dealing with job description, with profile of the candidate, including all the aspects of the jobs. Because businesses now should start directly with a whole assessment of the skills and capabilities, analyzing job roles, tasks, and even all the technologies used within the organization. Because now, from a country to another, technologies may change, and also the organization they should deal with this point. So identifying what are the digital skills needed for this organization specifically, and matching with the goals and the objectives. So in order to match with this context of digital transformation, especially when we are speaking about a digital transformation project within a company. For example, this could include data analysis, cybersecurity, cloud computing, AI. Now, what are the impacts of using AI in the companies, and also in digital marketing? So even this morning, I was speaking with a client. We were dealing about how far may AI impact their digital marketing strategy. So this is a very strong point. And now in relation with the skills and the gaps, we are working, just like Dave said, now we are working on analyzing both the team profile and the candidate profile, because we need this candidate should integrate the company and integrate a team, because we are speaking about a culture, because speaking about a vision, and this is what now the candidate are looking for. Just what Byron said, the candidates now are not looking only for a salary or just a company. They are looking a very good and encouraging environment. That's the main point where the managers now should focus on. All the programs, all the training programs, the mentorship programs, everything should be tailored to the needs of the company and designed to close the existing skill gaps, including upskilling, and this culture should be maintained regularly within the companies.
Yes. So maybe we hope that the company must allocate the budget to finance all the essential here to perform all the assessment and training and mentoring, just to keep up with today's
there are
of
even
digital
some
transformation.
paid and free tools also. Both of them, they are existing.
Okay, thank you. Now I go to Dave. What are the 5 elements of strategic growth in our organization? And how does digital transformation add value to it?
Well, one of these elements is, for example, an organization that focuses on strategic approach. If I can add, for example, to what Skander mentioned, is if strategy is to grow beyond the borders and be global, it's very important to understand which strategies and marketability. How do I penetrate those markets? So technology, AI is going to play a very important role into this in helping mobilize and speed up this process, where I can connect and interconnect globally with different organizations or different countries. Just to add, for example, when we decide to go over the border, it's very important to be able to integrate. So how digital transformation is going to play a very important role into creating this integration of cultures. Secondly, is what's very important is our, let's say, we call it our business development part, where we deal with the promise to our customers. So what do we promise? No matter if it is for business or organization, we do have a promise to these organizations. So digital transformation will help us be organized and give better presentations and help us, and technology will help us keep that promise that we deliver to our customers, because many times, due to technology or due to delays or due to response, it happens that we cannot keep promises that we offer to our customers. And the next phase would be how do we develop our people internally and in our organizations, and not only recruitment, but also the development of our talents. So that being said, is how do we keep track? How do we create training platforms? How do we create ways for development? And in the digital transformation, this will play. If I create an online education platform internal for my employees or for my organization, this will be, to the future, will be very, very important to have this in place. The following is also our keeping track of our very important is keeping track of our complete organization, that the process and procedures are in place. So this is so important, and digital transformation has demonstrated also through, for example, ERPs, that how to integrate a company, how to integrate a whole organization in order to have processes in place, so everybody is on par, everybody is on same level and informed. And last but not least is connecting with our community. And connecting with our community is using these digital transformation, digital platform, to communicate our values for our organization. Because one of the things that not every organization is good at is promoting the value, promoting what it stands for, so people can understand, the value of what you are doing. So these are the elements that I think that by using digital transformation, these are the basic elements, but digital transformation will have a huge impact in delivering these to organizations. Thank you, you're on mute.
Sorry. All right, so the digital transformation will add value, but we must just have 5 key elements, and that is strategy approach, technology, business development, internal talent development, and maybe keeping track of the procedures in place. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the explanation of the 5 key elements of the strategic growth. And the last 2 questions will be for Byron and Skander. Byron, we are now 2 years since the end of the COVID, 2022. During COVID, employees had to work from home. It was devastating, especially in Indonesia, and maybe for almost any part of the world. Almost everybody work from home, and we depend on Zoom for work and online business. No, most bosses ask their employees to come back to the office. Does that still make sense in today's marketplace? How you explain that?
This is a very interesting question, because the world has changed, and we were lucky because we were a paperless office before COVID happened. And to reflect on something that Dave just said, we have procedures for everything, which is super important. But whenever a new employee starts, I always explain them, welcome to Engineerics. The good news is you started with Engineerics. The bad news is you might die tomorrow. And if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, we will not be able to continue whatever you were working on unless you've documented what you're working on. So that in mind, I always make sure that people document in the right systems everything that they're working on. So anybody who jumps in, or if somebody gets sick, not everybody needs to get killed, but if somebody gets sick, they can actually jump in and continue what was working on. And because we had these procedures in place, and because we were paperless, working from home had 0 impact to us. Of course, who will not be able to work from home is going to be the cleaning lady or cleaning person, because the office needs to be physically cleaned and you need somebody there. But I've seen receptions replaced by video or AI systems that actually the receptionist is not sitting at the desk but sitting at home. So these are things that are possible. And the question you just have to ask yourself, what is the real difference between people working in the same building if they would be working in a different floor in the same building? If these people are working in the same building but on a different floor and they don't interact with each other, then these people probably would be able to work remotely also. And reality is 90% of the people in the knowledge economy would be able to work from home. Of course, if you're in manufacturing and you need to physically manipulate items, that's different, because you'll need to be there where it's going to be made. But in the knowledge technology era, most people can work from home. And what I notice is people are more efficient working from home. People work harder and more productive in their working from home. And people don't get disturbed or lose focus as much as they do when working at home. However, there are some exceptions. If you have young kids running around in the same room where you are working at home, it gets difficult. You need to be able to create a place and an environment where you don't get disturbed and you can actually work good. You need a good internet connection because everything is connected nowadays. And then the working from home is great. And we can ask ourselves the question, that home, does it physically have to be where you live? Or could it also be in beautiful Bali or beautiful Indonesia or somewhere where it could be a holiday destination where the cost of living is maybe much cheaper and the quality of life is higher? That also works. It doesn't physically needs to be in your home as such. So I'm a big fan of working from home. And in places where it's not possible to always work from home, at least try to get 2 or 3 days flexibility to work from another location or from home. And I just see that as a really positive way to move forward. If the boss today says everybody needs to come to the office, these people will leave your company and will go to another company where they have this flexibility, because it's not a nice to have anymore. It's almost the new standard. It's the new normal.
Yeah. So maybe it depends of the line of business. Yeah. Maybe some business can work from home, and some other line of business like manufacture, they have to go to the fabric, the manufacture. Okay, thank you for the explanation. And we have a question. We are almost done in the session, but maybe we have 5 more minutes. Maybe there's a question from Aziza Zouair, Morocco. What are the digital trends and business imperatives for the industry? This question is direct to, maybe you want to have experience in this. What are the digital trends and business imperative for industry? What are the digital trends to the industry? Maybe someone who works in the industry, maybe Byron, you would like to have a comment for that?
The main trends we see is that innovation has become more important than ever before. We're trying to get not 2x but 10x improvements. Trying experimenting with more new technology like the Apple Vision Pro and other tools like that. We see that we really need to go even more into sustainability in everything we do. The companies that we're working for, they look at every aspect of their business line in how they can not only make their product more sustainable, but also in how they can make the way the company is using energy more sustainable, the way that people transit to work if they have to physically be there in a manufacturing area. And more is being measured, and more data is more knowledge, and more knowledge impacts management decisions. So everything is measured now. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And if you implement the data in a good way, you can steer the ship even better, because you're not blind in a submarine, but you're actually on the bridge and you can see to the horizon.
Thank you, Byron. So I think we are already in 45 minutes, but maybe we still have like a few minutes, just to wrap up this session. And maybe one line of sentence from each of you, and we can start from Skander. I still have a question for you, Skander. Maybe you will elaborate in briefly to what extent can inadequate infrastructure act as a barrier or deterrent to successful digital transformation effort within the organization, and how to overcome this barrier? Should organization need to invest in upgrading their infrastructures? Maybe few seconds of your sentence. No,
Yes,
yeah.
actually, yes, absolutely. That's the major point. We cannot speak about digital transformation or implementing any digital solution now for the company if the systems are outdated or the infrastructure is inadequate.
Yeah.
We need to have a reliable internet connectivity, secure systems, security systems, a remote or hybrid work environment, just like Byron says. Now, hybrid or remote work environment is now a necessity. It's not a dream. And also the cyber security measures. Now we have cyber attacks. So maybe investing in infrastructure upgrade now is crucial for organization if they're aiming to succeed in their digital transformation.
Yes. So I think the organization to upgrade the infrastructure, especially in development of digital transformation system, and where the old system is no longer used. Investment in infrastructure becomes key to tackle the power of technology for those who adapt future victory stands. I think that is the whole summary. So back to you, Filipe. Is there any more question from the audience? If not, then we should close this. And to all the three panelists, Dave, Byron, and Skander, thank you once again for sharing your knowledge and on this digital transformation topic. We hope that we should have more time in elaborating about the digital transformation to the whole world. This is not enough time for only 45 minutes, but the audience can contact direct to the panelists for further questions. So if you don't mind, you can put down your email. So then for the participant to ask more about the digital transformation. And in conclusion, we gain more understanding on how to foster talent and upskilling personnel of the small, medium, big corporation, organization, and institution to meet organizational ultimate goal, success, and be competitive in this modern digital world through mastering and optimization in digital transformation. And to the participant and JCI Senators across the world, may this sharing and discussion of this topic will open a wider perspective in digital transformation to be implemented in your daily lives. Thank you very much, all the three panelists. And hopefully I can come and visit to three of you, to Belgium and to the Tunisia and to Dutch Caribbean, hopefully. Thank you very much. Good evening and back to you.
Thank you for having us, and you're always welcome, of course.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
So thank you very much.
Maybe Filipe, yeah. You have a comment of this digital transformation. Maybe you would like to add something to the three panelists and to all the participants of the Senators Online Summit. Thank you.
So, Ira, thank you very much for moderating this panel. It was a very interesting panel, and I think it was really closing it with a great discussion. And this was the end of the Senators Online Summit 2024. Once again, it was the opportunity of senators across the world, and we had here in Indonesia, Dutch Caribbean, Tunisia, and Belgium, and myself here from Portugal. I was not very active here, but we had people from Madagascar, from Tunisia, from Morocco in this panel saying hi, and they were watching us carefully. And this is very important in order to show how this network of senators across the world can make a difference, especially because of the knowledge that we have all together. Think about the years and years of experience that we have in this panel, and on the other two that we had before. So with not taking much more time, thank you all. Thank you, these speakers and moderator, for being here. And of course, thank you to all the moderators and the speakers. And thank you to the audience that was always here with us. So see you on the next edition of the Senators Online Summit. Bye-bye.